lovely bunch. It's been a while since I've done a video, so thought time to do a new one. I've come down to Shellness in the Isle of Sheppey in Kent. Funnily enough, this is where I filmed my first video, the introduction to the channel, that's it. And I've been sat here for about an hour and a half, just enjoying the sun and the sea and the fresh air. Believe it or not, going by this absolutely stunning weather. It's only the first week in April, but sun's starting to go down, and I thought I'd just do a little wander around and take you to an old battery that's just around the bay there. Before I do that, I'm going to go to the car, get my jumper out. It's a little bit chilly, and temperature's starting to drop. Oh, that's better. Alright, let's go. So you can see it just there in the distance. And there is a footpath to go, but I've been told by the walkers it's a bit muddy. And the only other way to get there is to walk around this private estate along the beach. So it's a bit of a walk around. I might as well give you a little bit of info about the local area. Sorry if there's a bit of noise. There's a plane flying over, a few boats out fishing in the water, and a family of dog walkers behind me. But a few interesting points about Shellness, apart from it having a very, very pretty little beach. It's called Shellness because across the water there is Whitstable, which is home of the Whitstable Oyster Company. Every year they have Whitstable Oyster Festival. It's known all around the country, and they're pretty famous worldwide for their oyster fields and the quality of shellfish that they harvest. So, you know, obviously the occasional shell gets loose, and Whitstable beach itself is covered in oyster shells. They get washed out by the tide and brought across the bay onto Shellness, which is why the beach is absolutely littered in shells, thus the name Shellness. Another interesting fact that unfortunately I can't show you because I've tried it on camera and it doesn't pick it up, but it's one of the few places in Kent where on a clear day you can see all the way down to Margate in one direction and all the way to Southend in the other, and I just think that's cool. It's a bit of a walk, so there'll probably be some chatting, but the reason I'm showing you this little, I don't know what you could call it, gun turret or battery, I think it's a battery. It's basically a bomb shelter from World War II, where they'd have guns pointing out over the water to try and stop enemy boats coming across the channel. But there is a very beautiful mural on it, and I just want to share that. Another thing to know about Shellness, and quite a lot of areas in Sheppey, is it is a huge conservation site for birds. Thus, whenever you come here, you're going to see and hear tons and tons of birds squawking, as you can hear behind me. Some oyster shells, as I mentioned before. So yeah, if you want something nice to do in the summer, go across to Whitstable and enjoy all their lovely seafood. Another important thing to mention with Shellness, because it's a conservation site, it is illegal to take the shells home with you. So if you visit, please leave them here. And bring suitable footwear with you, because I didn't. It's not ended well. I have to cock up. Hopefully the sand will dry them out, and by the time I'm back in the car, they'll brush off. we are. You see, it's 2 levels, both with gun ports pointing straight out to the sea. Now, because Sheppey's an island, this water goes all the way around, and yeah, that would give direct access into the Medway, which could then be used to get around the estuary, because the Medway shares an estuary with the Thames. But it's quite a thing. Imagine being posted out here, just in all this vastness. It feels quite lonely. I'll take you on a walk around. But yeah, there's not much inside, to be honest. There's only what I can assume used to be living quarters or the ammunition store. And then it's one room, it's a bit of a state. Some graffiti and lots of rubbish everywhere. But I can only imagine by these rebar that this used to be a sort of suspended platform where people could shoot out. And then look out over the water. Just can't imagine being sat out here, middle of the wall, just you and a few other blokes, keeping an eye out for enemy troops. It's quite something. But what we've come here for, apart from the Han Solo mural, and what I can only imagine is Mr. T, is a phenomenal little bit of artwork, which is this. It's not in as good nick as it used to be, but have a look at that. How cool is that for a mural? Another point to visiting down here, if you do come down here, there are lots of signs warning you away, but there are areas that you cannot and will be prosecuted if you enter. So you're able to walk along this bit of rugland. Not sure if the camera can pick it up, but between these posts is rope, and there are signs everywhere saying not to cross it. Now, this rope here is just the boundary for the pathway, but I'm allowed within it, but do not cross these. As you can see, there are signs everywhere saying do not cross, no fishing, no bait digging, no dogs. So you're okay to use that little pathway that is around this blue one, but absolutely do not cross into areas which are cordoned off. They're protected. Well, as we walk this far, I might as well show you what's at the end of this little reserve. When you go out, there's mud flats. You can't walk on them, and if you could, you wouldn't come back out. But they're very pretty to look at. And you have to excuse me squinting. I'm walking straight into the sun, and like a fool, I forgot my sunglasses. Obviously, I'm staying on this side of the roped off area because you have to. That's the law. But it's very pretty. It's worth looking at. So enjoy. Thankfully, the walk down here is a bit drier. I just, rather than climbing over breakwaters and the groins in the beach, I decided to walk along the sand, not realising it was mud. If you walk along the wall and are willing to just climb over the groins and the breakwaters, you'll be absolutely fine. It was just a minor error on my part with getting my shoes muddy. It'll be fine though. And here we are at the mud flats. All the shells that Shellness gets its bit rainfall, but although it's very, very pretty, and it goes on for miles, don't try and step in it. Only the birds can manage it. You can see by that stone. But this one, it's quite shallow here, but I don't think you'd make it out of there. So by all means come down and look, because it's stunning. Camera doesn't pick up just quite how vast and pretty this all is, but by no means try and walk on it. If you think my feet getting stuck in the mud was bad, you can't imagine. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Oh, well, I think that just about wraps up the video. Thanks for watching. Keep tuned for more. I'm going to try and post a little more often than I have been. I've kind of dropped off the last month or so. Just in the process of ordering my paddleboard and hopefully a wetsuit. Got a few more things planned for the future. Just down the bay there's a couple of old World War II shipwrecks which have very little history. I thought I'd cover a video on that. There's a little lost village that's been abandoned for a few years, and you can only see the foundations, but I think it's cool. And I've got about 5 or 10 other videos planned that I want to do, and through the summer, hopefully, now the weather's a bit better and we won't be having so much rain, you'll see a bit more of me. But drop a like, comment, subscribe. Please keep up with watching the videos. Peace out.